It's good. All right. Hello, everybody. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, world, wherever you're watching, and welcome to the Connected Conversations. I am Martina Mazdrova, a lifestyle design coach, and I am standing as the source of a transformed world because I believe that we are the source of what's happening in our world. We create through our ways of being, through how we feel. We create what is happening in our inner world, which reflects into our smaller world, like family, friends, and that impacts. There's a ripple effect, what's happening out there. And therefore, we've got the Connected Conversation series. The intention or really purpose of these conversations is really to empower you and connect you with either a person, a piece of information, give you the resources that is going to impact your life in any way, shape, or form. You get to receive it. And my intention is it's going to transform your world in any way. So I am so excited and honored to welcome Andie Quin, a personal development coach, on today's show. Thank you for joining us, Andie.
Thank you, Martina. So happy to be here.
Thank you. So, Andie, before we jump in, we've got some incredible topic I'm so excited and passionate about. And before we jump in, just introduce yourself, please. And what is your story? How did you become a personal development coach? And I know you're really passionate about transformation and reprogramming your mind and how the mind works and human potential. So how did you all become this empowerment person inspiring the world? What's your story?
Well, my passion for psychology, the mind, understanding, started early in life. And when I was 18, I was trying to decide between psychology and design. I love all the creative part, the communication through art, through feeling, through colors, and through messaging, giving a message in a different way. And at the same time, I had all this other part of wanting to help, to understand, and be more in the mind. And I ended up deciding for design at that point. Later on in life, through going to marketing and creating long years of design, marketing, project management, and so on, I started feeling that there were areas in my life that I couldn't control, that I wanted to go one way. And even though I plan all those external things that we create, we want to put in our goals to reach some point, I was not getting there. So I was wondering why some people have some ease to get to a point and other ones don't. And we all have those challenges in certain area of our life. Why is it that some of them get it easily and other areas we cannot get those things easily? So I started to look what it means, what was behind our mind, and started researching. And that brought me back to getting trained in neuro-linguistic programming and in different methodologies of personal coaching and neuroscience, how neuroscience works. And the beauty of it is that the new way of coaching is like the psychology that I wanted to study before, without the dramatic and dense thing, but with a lot of new tools that now we have, because we can scan our brain and understand our brain. There's a lot of new research in the last decades. So there's easier ways to understand and to reprogram our mind to reach those things and understand ourselves and live in a more pleasurable way, have a better experience. So that's what I'm passionate about. And I love to teach people how to do that as well.
Yeah, that's beautiful. Thank you. Thank you, Andie. And let's dive into our topic. What else could it mean? Which is really about what is the story we're telling ourselves? What is the meaning we are putting to things, to our experiences related to us and related to the external world? Because my question is it really true? It can feel as it is in our mind, in our body, and we can be constant, no, this happened, this means this, and I am this. But is it really true? I mean, let's talk about this. How do you see this? Is it really true?
In many cases, it's not, but it looks true to us, right? So to understand this, it's great to know how our mind works, right? We create meaning from what we associated before. So the mind has all these neural pathways, right, which are associations. When we were young, we started making associations. They taught us, okay, this is white, and so everything that looks this color, it became white, and then we learned to attach a name to each thing, and those associations, one thing, the thing with the color becomes a pathway, a neural pathway in our brain, and those lots of associations creates the highways of where we process our thoughts, right? So we can only recognize things and give it meaning if we had one of those associations. And we get to a point that we have so many of them, and everything we see, we try to match it to one of the associations we have in our brain. So we can only give meaning for things that we have experienced. And there's a lot of things that we don't know of that are in our blind spot, right? And we're going to just give it the meaning we have, the only one we know. And we don't give ourselves the opportunity of get to know new things. So if I'm talking to you, first time I know you, and you said something that probably I didn't experience, I'm going to match it with something I know. And I won't give the opportunity, most likely, to know what it means to you, how you feel, and things like that. And we run into things like that all the time, right? As friends, as we meet new people, and whatever we think creates a feeling. So there's a circumstance, right, which is the event, something you said to me, and there's a thought that comes right after, which is the association I make for what I know, of that. That's the meaning, and here's what you brought up today, right? The meaning that we give to that thing that happened. And we're going to feel something related to that meaning, that thought we had, not to what happened. We think it's what happened, but it's not what happened. It's the meaning we give to it. Yeah. And that's what we feel, and that's how we react, how we behaved, and that's the effects of the results we create, right? So we keep repeating this and everything in our life, and that's how we create our life. And when we learn to stop in each moment, and when we feel something, dissonant, not good, we learn to stop and say, hey, is that really what it means? We can create a new reality. Instead of feeling bad, maybe getting angry with someone, maybe saying something we shouldn't say, and things like that, we have a chance to, hey, let's reframe this. What else could it mean?
What else could it mean? Yes, that is so powerful, because it was so powerful, literally, when I was in a moment. I don't, when I'm triggered, like when I'm feeling all the emotions, even now I'm switching like from triggered being activated, because I am literally activated, and then I have a choice, right? Am I going to be emotional, angry, frustrated, sad, but maybe for a little time, because we're human, we have feelings, and sometimes we need some time to process it. And there is something, right? Because we are meaning-making machines, literally. And literally having this moment, and I invite you, for all of our listeners, think of a situation right now where you feel activated or triggered. You have emotional charge on, and literally you create a story, right? You put some meaning to it, and just do this exercise. What else could it mean? And go like 5 times or even 10 times. Create 5 different stories, because it will come suddenly. Well, what else could it mean? Well, what else could it mean? And then choose the story which is the most empowering, because sometimes, in each story there are certain facts, like, I don't know, I have a bottle. That's a fact. I received this bottle is copper. There are some crystals, and that's a fact. And then I can start giving a meaning to it, right? Well, this bottle is very special to me because I received it as a birthday gift And it means a lot because it was in my previous job that I don't work there anymore, and I've created really great relationships there, and I'm starting to create meaning and emotional attachment to this bottle. But to you, Andie, I give it to you. Well, it's okay. It's a copper bottle. Fact. Done.
So if I come and I break it, I don't realize, and I damage it.
Yeah.
I would go, okay, well, it was a bottle. I'm sorry. And you would go like, oh my God.
Yeah, and I will be like, you don't care. You don't know how this is important to me. This bottle is so special. And then what? What we can do? Because I feel like in these moments we can create so many misunderstandings that we are just disconnected. And I am in my story. You did, because I can go into a story. Well, you don't care.
I'm so selfish. I'm just,
whatever. Like, you don't care.
Important event. And for you, it means something else. So what else could it mean? It could mean she's being practical. It's damage. We cannot fix it. So she's trying to be practical. It could be, she could be feeling this way. She could be feeling embarrassed. She could be feeling, what else? So when someone triggers us, what else can they be? Let's take it out of ourselves and say what they could have meant, what it could be happening to them. What are the 10 things that can be happening in their mind, so that we can understand it's not about us, because you usually make it so much about us, right? And there's a lot of empowerment there on how we perceive. So we reframe it once we choose something else, or at least we don't attach to any of them, because maybe sometimes we don't know. So let's corroborate. If we have a close relationship, we want to say, hey, what does it mean to you? Because, it kind of affected me. It made me feel this way. I own that it's my feeling, it's my perception. And I don't get angry anymore because I know it could be something else. So there's a chance to get to know the other person, understand what it meant to the other person, or if it's someone we don't know and, it's something more superficial, a relationship that's a different, someone we won't see again or something, we at least have a better experience ourselves and understand that it could be something else. They may know better. There's so many other ways, and that makes us not be reactive, annoyed all the time, right?
Yeah.
It is a new opportunity of being in grace and happy all the time.
Yes, totally. And I love everything that you're saying, as well as that's what's kind of coming to me right now is also putting it the other way around, right? Let's say, like, it's not about a bottle right now. Like, if there is something that someone does something and it triggers me, it activates me. And I have a choice, right? I have a choice to go, hey, you, and I can go into blame, which is, generally speaking, that's what tends to happen. We tend to look outwards in, okay, what they did this to me, they made me feel this way, this situation happened to me, and having this sort of conversation. And the fact is that if I am feeling the feeling, if I'm feeling, let's say, the uncomfortable feeling, trigger or activation, it is my problem.
Yeah, so the conversation starts with ourselves, right? The conversation starts like, why is this triggering me? Is it because there's a meaning that I give it to it that has to do with something before. Something must have hurt me before or bothered me before with a similar situation that I'm still angry holding, that I'm projecting in this one, right?
Yes, totally. And like, I would imagine for like 99%, if not 100%, I would say it's not actually about the thing. It is not about the thing in most cases, if not all. It's not about the thing. What is the feeling? What is the story, right? What's the story I'm telling myself? What is the feeling I'm feeling in that situation? Great, I've got a feeling. When is the earliest time I felt that feeling?
So what questions can we make there? Where else does it happen, right? Where else do I feel this? And we're going to fight a lot of times usually because we have that. That's why we feel it in different situations. And when was the earliest that we can remember that we felt it? And we're going to find a place where we felt that way, we made an interpretation, therefore, of something that happened. And the brain, what it does, once that neural pathway is created, once we made that strong interpretation that was attached to a strong feeling, someone hurt us, let's say we were kids, mom neglected us once, at that point they always do, they have to do something, go do something else, and we felt they were not giving us attention. So each time that we feel something like that with friends, with family, we're going to kind of have that, energy, nervous feeling, or be triggered. And by understanding that, once we heal the first time, we won't have the feeling anymore. And sometimes we cannot find the first time, but it's okay. So as long as we know and we stop ourselves and we say, hey, I'm just feeling neglected at this time, but it's okay. It could be something else. It could be that they are busy with something. It could be that this and that. And so we can calm ourselves. Then it's a complete different experience, right?
Totally.
Triggers can become our best friends, are in fact, the more you know neuroscience and coaching, is like you can use the triggers to learn something about you. And usually they do teach you, they're like the stone that if you turn it around and you clean what it needs to be clean and do that inner work, is the step to the next place you want to go, right? It's like it teaches the lessons we need to grow and go in that place that we were trying to go, we couldn't find the way.
Yeah, totally. And it's like I feel any personal development about limiting beliefs or belief system you watch, I feel 9 out of 10 they use the same picture of the iceberg, right? You've got the top of the iceberg, which is, let's say, the problem. Let's say, I don't know, I don't feel hurt. Yeah, maybe I wanted to reach out and I don't feel hurt. Like I have this feeling, oh man, they never listen to me. Like whatever I do, they never listen to me. Right, this is the top, right? And this whole underneath, I wish I would have the picture, the whole underneath, which is in the water, that's what it is. It's not about that in that situation, right?
What's above is the conscious mind, what's underneath the water is the unconscious mind, which are those things that we can start digging into where the change is. That's why they say that if we want change outside, we have to work on the under the water, right?
Under the water, yes. And also, something that has been really empowering me since, doing any work with this that we're talking about, it was really looking at it that whatever belief or story I made up at that time back in the past, I created it really, my subconscious, right, have created it to keep me safe, to protect me. At that time, in that situation, when I was 5, 6, 10, whatever, it worked at that moment. And then we created it, right, as a pattern or as a belief. And
your mind could make off because you were toddlers, so it's the only thing that your mind could make. There are meanings that we got that we don't even believe in them consciously today. Like if we go now, sometimes it's things that we pick up from others, other meanings, other interpretations, and we don't even believe them consciously, but our conscious mind reacts to them automatically.
Yeah, totally. And it's just kind of remembering like, okay, it served me at one point and it is part of me. It is not separate. And really energetically, right? What we persist, resist. What we persist, resist. So if I'm gonna be beating myself up, man, I did that again, and whatever, story we want to create around feeling blame and shame and guilt and frustration about ourselves that we maybe reacted certain way, we just feed this belief. We just feed that pattern. Something that I love, I was watching from Kyle Cease about these beliefs. And he said, just the fact you acknowledge it. Maybe I don't know, right? Often we get stuck in the how. I want to create some things like, oh man, but I don't know how to do it. What is the next step? What is the next steps? And when is going to happen? And where is it going to happen? How is it going to happen? And then we get kind of stuck and overanalyze and we stop. This is just one example. So how about we just gonna be okay with the fact, well, I don't know. And then he added to it like, and I loved it. Like, I don't know, and I loved it.
Because
I am uncertain, and I loved it. I am nervous, and I love that. Let's just be, so you can release it, and then it comes to you.
Right, and that's a beautiful way not to give meaning to things. It's like being okay with not giving meanings to things. Oh, that person acted that way. That seemed odd, but it's okay. It's nothing about me, it's not. Yeah. So the moment we start not giving meaning to things, we are open to learning something new instead of attaching the old way of thinking.
Yeah.
That gives a lot more ease and gives opportunities of, connecting in different ways with people, without judgment. Because our mind tends to judge everything, judge. And that allows us, make us feel in a certain way instead of having new ways or aligned ways of feeling, right? Of connecting.
Yeah.
So there's so much opportunity in that alone.
Totally. And, I want to make sure for our listeners, it's not like it's an easy ride. We got it all figured it out. You know what I mean? It's a progress. It's never ending journey. That is for sure, because there is always next level. Even out of the top leaders, there is the next level for them. And everyone is living the same. Everyone has their own stories. And it just starts with the awareness, the acknowledgement. Okay, is this really true? What I'm thinking, what I'm feeling, is this really true? What else could it mean? That's such an amazing first step, just to give yourself space and really looking at it from a higher perspective, as a different person, looking at it more a little bit objectively, like, okay, this is what I'm feeling. Okay. And what else could it mean? I mean, that's been life-changing for me, literally, this sentence. What else could it mean? What is the other story? And go 5. And then it's like, okay, well, if everything is a story, well, I get to choose what's most empowering. Mm-hmm. What's going to serve me moving forward to what I want to create, what's really in my vision. Yeah.
Yes. And as we change perceptions, we grow and we expand our world, right? It's like, I like to let people know how it changed our lives, because what it created in our lives. Like for me, starting to do that not only changes the way I feel, and it takes all the pain away, all the discomfort and that. So you can find different ways of connecting with people. You can find different ways of feeling empowered. Your days are better. You don't get triggered as much because you can stop it fast and know it about you. And even if you cannot resolve it completely and know where it comes, you at least don't give the meaning. You say, you know what, I'm not going to give meaning to this because it could be something else. I'm not going to get angry or change completely the way we react. So relationships improve, the way we feel during the day, and the things that we see improve as well. So we start moving towards new things, right?
Yeah. What else just came to me, because we're going to be about finishing very soon. So I would really love to give some tools, because really knowing that emotion is just an energy, which is just stuck in our body, we can shift it. And sometimes, oh my God, it is so difficult. It can be so tricky to shift it, even knowing all of it, because sometimes it is real, big stuff sometimes. So what works for you, Andie, when you feel like something that our, listeners who don't have, let's say, even any personal development experience whatsoever, maybe this is the first time they hear about this. What are some things, I don't know if you can do 3 things maybe, that works for you or that work well with your clients, that work when you are in the emotional charge, when you feel angry, when you feel frustrated, when you feel sad, when you're just feeling those big emotions. What can we do to shift, to release the energy so we can actually go and see, okay, what else could it mean?
Well,
could you share any
ways? I always tell people that you have to think it as a traffic light, right? The red, yellow, and green. And think that if you get anything from any course I give or anything, any teaching is like, stop, process or align, stop, align, and then go, right? And it's about first, how animals in somatic psychology, that animals always release their energy when they're stressed. And we are stressed all the time by different little things and big ones, and we never release that. So I love your question, Martina, because it's very important to first release that energy, notice that you have it, then release it physically, because we have it in different parts of our body, right? So you can dance, you can hum. Humming is super aligning, both releasing and aligning. So just humming a song and let it, feel, it kind of massages the inside, and energizes everything. So humming, dancing, shaking, even if it's just shaking.
I love that one.
And then there's tapping and things like that, which you need a little more training. So we may not cover, but you can choose different ways of accessing your vagus nerve, like touching this bone here and just doing things like that, or here, and just think of what is bothering you and just let it go. It's like touching that, calms the nerve system. And so these are some things to release. Then alignment, right? You need to align yourself, which is get yourself in a memory or something that brings you peace or love. Connect with a memory of love, a memory of peace, bliss, of something, and stay there. It's just kind of expand it, feel it, right? And if you don't find any, keep humming, because humming does both. Humming a song that it's inspiring for you. Have always a song that that gives you that feeling. Have it ready, in your pocket to call it when you need it. And then it's be intentional. Just align yourself to whatever you are going to do next, right? It's like, say, okay, what do I want from this? Who do I need to be for that? How do I need to feel to act that way, to enjoy that way? And just get into that, program your mind, program your energy, collect your energy for what you want. And that's going to bring a better experience.
Yeah, no, I love that. I would love to share, everything that you've said. Dancing, I love the shaking, like literally just go, and like if I would get an electric shock, I'd just shake it off. That works so well for me. Something that sometimes we just need to vent. We just need to vent, and you don't want to vent for all day, because that doesn't serve anyone. So if it's for just with yourself, even stopping, you've got 2 minutes, time yourself 2 minutes and just go. I would even say like emotional vomit, if you put it this way, like literally go and just get it out, like swear, be angry, be frustrated, whatever you need to do, just what is in it. Second case is like, if you have a person like a best friend who is kind of aligned, call them, just like, don't say anything, I just need to do this, and just do it, vent, and then your friend can kind of support you. Okay, it's out, 2 minutes over, shift, what's going on? And then that worked wonders really for me to do this. And I really love like literally playing African music, like instrumental African music with the drums, because it really gets me in my body.
Yeah.
And I love the music. I just jump and shake and just do whatever I need to do, like one song, and it works wonders most of the time. And if you are in a place, go and scream it, go and shout it out, like from your stomach, so you don't lose your voice.
You can grab a pen and just,
yeah, totally. For some, it can work. Go for a run, do some physical activity. For some, it can be journaling to really get your head straight and just go, just whatever's coming. If that means for 5 lines, you're going to write like, man, I'm so annoyed, I'm so frustrated, like that. And then you start changing it. Great. It's just get it out of your system, because it is a blocked or stuffed energy. And the risky thing is, right, if you don't process it, if you don't release it, it is safe, it is stored in our body. It is. And then it's just going to be the next experience. It's just going to be switching it. And it's going to be like a snowball and explosion. And it can result into illnesses, right? Stuff, emotion manifest in our bodies, in our pains, in illnesses at the end of the day. So just get it out of your system. Get it out.
I remember the story of the cup. Do you know the story of the cup? It's like,
No.
if you have a cup and you have some coffee in your cup and you're, in the office or wherever, and you come walking and someone, dumps into you, and you get the coffee all in your clothing. Whose fault is it? The other person's or yours? The person that bumped into you or yours? So what are you bumping? What are you, getting on your clothes? And so you're getting on your clothes whatever was in your cup. If you had water, it would have been water. If you had coffee, it was coffee. So whatever we have inside is what we are going to vomit in a way, right? So if someone comes and triggers us, what is going to come out is what we still have inside that has not been healed, or what's there from last time or last day or today, or what's being stuck in and stuck in and stuck in. So we clean that. If we clean it every day, if we release it every day, then we have nothing. And someone triggers us, but we're not gonna explode. We're like, what's that? So it's important to fill our cup with something, with energy, with good energy, with alignment, with bliss.
And even if whatever you do, even you still get triggered, you still activate it, but then you are much faster in shifting because you can recognize it. And something, my last message for the listeners is really, if you are on the receiving end, that someone really let their emotions at you, just remember it's not about you. Sometimes it can be real hard to be on the receiving end, and it's not about you. That's is there anything that you would love to leave our listeners with?
Yes, to continue on that, our mind is always going to find reasons to believe it's about us and to blame others, because we have a lot of reasons and associations in our mind style that we can get that. So it's important to just get out of it and just believe, just find the 5 minutes. First thing, five other things, like you said before, and just remember that you don't need to engage with that. You just don't need to. And the moment we start doing that, God, our life starts changing. Seriously.
Beautiful. And it takes one person to shift, right? It takes one person to shift the energy. One person. That's it. Okay. We could talk here for the rest of the day, literally. So, Andie, thank you so much for joining us in our Connected Conversations with What Else Could It Mean topic. And for our listeners, leave comment. What resonates? What stand out for you? Have you got any aha moment? Is there anything that you can shift, right now? Not tomorrow, not the day after. Life is now. Life is urgent. So what can you shift? What is the story you can shift? Because what else could it mean? What else could it mean? Awesome. Thank you so much. Have a great day, night, afternoon, and I'm sure we will welcome you again soon, Andie. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you for having me. Bye, everyone.